We've spoken about the Mexican economy, specifically rising inflation. We've got interest rates hitting 8%, 2 increases in the last 2 months. So what is your outlook for the Mexican economy, and how do you expect this to affect Walmex's profits this year?
Yeah. Well, the Mexican economy is not living their best moments, I will say so, but we anticipated that what we are doing is the company's performance is as we planned, I will say so. And I think that even that the prices of particularly food are going up, I believe there is a lot of merchandise that is going down, you know. So we decided as part of our plan for this year to reinforce our price position in the market. As a matter of fact, we do have our highest price gap compared with the market, the highest in several years, you know. So we are very happy with that. And we decided to communicate that to the market in order that the market may be aware that we are putting a lot of efforts in trying to bring down the prices of as much merchandise as we can, you know. And at the same time, you are living like very different stories, you know, because I mean, as you know, the economy is very sophisticated in many senses, but we have the prices of some commodity items, I would say so, commodity food items are going up, but we have a lot of merchandise, including food, that is going down, particularly in fresh, you know. Mm-hmm. If you compare our prices in fresh and you compare with the prices that we leave a year ago or so, you will see that the prices of the fresh food is going down in many senses as well.
Mm-hmm. But these discounts that Walmex has been offering, as well as the publicity campaigns, these all cost money.
Yes.
I mean, how is this likely to affect profits and margins?
Well, it's a kind of an investment, you know, that we are doing. We believe that now our customers need to receive some kind of support, you know, because they are living some troubles, and they have to be aware that we are putting a lot of effort from our side in order to be on their side, you know. Mm-hmm. Because this is part of our vision as a company, you know, to improve the quality of life of the Mexican families. So in these, I would say, challenging moments that we're living, we have to be next to our customers, you know. So, and our customer need to know that, and we decided to do an important, I would say, advertising campaign, and this was our plan since the very beginning. I would say since last year, we were expecting that this would not probably be the best years in terms of the environment that we'll be living.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, if inflation is rising and the economy is not rising at the same pace, somebody's going to get squeezed.
Yeah.
Your customers are going to get squeezed, your suppliers are going to get squeezed, or your shareholders are going to get squeezed.
Yeah.
It's a zero-sum game. At some point, somebody gets squeezed.
Yeah.
So who is it?
I believe that we miss a part there, you know, that I think that there is something that probably we need to include as part of that equation that you have just described, you know. What we're doing now is trying to increase our efficiencies. For example, let me give you something that may be a good example about this, you know. Now we're buying direct to the fields, you know, the fresh merchandise. So what that basically means is that we're buying at a lower cost, and we are moving those benefits to our consumers. So at that point, I believe nobody is getting hurt, you know, because the producer will be getting higher incomes, our customer will be having lower prices, and so on.
But the wholesale, so you're cutting out the wholesaler, the food wholesaler who would have been in a situation between the farmer and between you, the buyer,
yeah,
is being eliminated from the equation.
Yes, what we are doing is to improve, I would say, the way that we bring in the merchandise. On the other hand, we're trying to cut other type of costs, trying to design a much efficient, I would say, kind of merchandise. Pero ya estoy todo distraído yo aquí, discúlpame. Hay mucho movimiento.
You were turning your face this way.
It's my fault because I wasn't sitting.
Okay.
So we're rearranging the camera.
Okay.
If you want to return to that question, you can repeat it.
But that's an interesting point that you're making.
Yeah. I mean, in the other hand, for example, let me put it that way, we are investing less in our stores, you know. Mm-hmm. We bring in a new kind of lamps to illuminate our stores. That basically means that we are consuming less electricity. Mm-hmm. And also we are saving between 8 and 10 tons of steel just because the box that contains these lamps are much smaller, and that make a lot of savings. Those savings we are transferred through prices to our customers. So I believe this is a win-win situation in many senses. Because we have to find the efficiencies where they do not appear to be. Another good example, we created what we call Gimex. Gimex is something that for textile. And for textile, we decided to review all our processes, for textiles, And we found that if you change 2 or 3 pieces in those processes, you can reduce the cost of whatever you're doing. We did, for example, in jeans and in everything with jeans, and we reduced our cost by around 10% or around 10% just because changing the way that we cut the fabric and the way that we assemble the fabric. And we improve, bottom line, the quality of the jeans at a much lower cost.
So that program was called, did you say Gimex or
Gimex? G as George, Mex, M-E-X.
Okay. Got it.
And this is a matter that, by the way, we learned. We started with this program in 2004, almost 4 years ago. And what we are doing now is to take that program to a wider, much more merchandise. And we are doing about the same thing with other type of merchandise that we can impact that merchandise.
Does that mean skin your legs for jeans, or does that?
No. It means that basically, the way that we used to cut the fabric, is a matter that we work together, our vendors, our producers, ourselves, and ourselves meaning the retail business, and as well Gimex. Gimex is we trained the people from Gimex for about 3 years in order that they be aware about the process, how to improve the processes. And I think the result of that is that we have a much better quality and a much lower price, a lower cost, and that is the way that you can support, again, to your customer.
Go back to the point about lighting that you were making before. So you're able to, by buying a different sort of, I assume, lighter fixtures. I don't mean light. I mean light fixtures, less weighty fixtures. You're saying that's able to help you with steel. Can you explain that?
Well, all the lamps, the new technology that we're using with the lamps is a much thinner lamp. So the container of the lamp contains steel as well. So now, because the white of the lamp is much narrow, much thinner, the container is much smaller. So we are saving between. It's amazing, what I'm saying, but we are saving about between 8 and 10 tons of steel, depending of the format. Of course, the 10 tons of steel will be for a Walmart Supercenter, and for a bodega will be much lower. But bottom line, we are saving. Now we are in the process to evaluate the structure of the store. Because now the structures need, is 8 to 10 tons lighter, I would say, the structure. The weight that the store have to support. So we are reviewing as well now the structure, the steel structure that we are using for the store as well.
And what you're saying is that these are examples of where you've been able to find efficiencies, and thus, even though inflation is going up, the economy is flattening out a bit.
Yeah.
You're not finding that that either your shareholders are being squeezed,
exactly,
or your customers are being squeezed.
Yeah.
Okay. So
some probably middlemen may be, but what we are doing is not trying to hurt our vendors, in the sense that basically it's a matter that we work all these efficiency with our vendors, Another way to have efficiency under these circumstances, we put, for example, our inventory under control. We make a lot of improvement in our inventory management, and basically means that we have much less money invested. If you look to our balance, you will look at our inventory compared with last year is much less for that. So we free some cash. We can invest that money with a higher interest rate, and that income you can transfer that to our customer through price.
So at the end of the day, inflation is rising, interest rates are rising, and you are sticking with your projections for profits for this year.
Yes, we are.
Where are they? And
we are just as we planned. And I believe that we don't have any deviation compared to our plans in terms of profits, and we believe that for the rest of the year we will continue as we planned.
You mentioned earlier that you expected the third quarter to be more favorable, más favorable, than Q2. Can you give us a bit more detail, and why do you think that is?
Well, I don't believe I said exactly that. I believe that I don't believe that third quarter will be softer than second. What I say is that we will continue doing what we have been doing. I mean, we are following our plan. I'm not sure how the third quarter will be looks like. As a matter of fact, I believe that probably an economist may answer that question. I'm not sure about the answer, by the way, because you may find a different answer depending who you ask the question. But I believe that what we are doing now will